Hey, welcome back to Lando's Lessons. It's good to see each and every one of y'all again. So, basically, wanted to make sure I got this video out. I had an busy week as far as workouts are concerned. I am sore as the dickens, and I am looking forward to another week or two from now when that soreness is going to decrease to a significant level because right now, not a fan. Just simply put, it still sucks. So um, I'll do an official update. But good news is this message is actually kind of tied into this because I was talking to my trainer and got a nice little reminder about something that I figured it would be nice sharing because this translates to how should I say it? Like all aspects of inner work, transformation, those moments of enough is enough, and that next step that a lot of people take. So basically, when you get to the point where you are at a level of consistency, where you're past those initial stages and you're trudging along and you're feeling a little bit more confident, this isn't something that you immediately have to look into because let's face it, those first steps are are hard. They are trying. They test every single bit of you because everything in your mind is telling you just go back, or it wasn't that bad, or you know what, this sucks way worse than what you were going through before, and as long as you can fight those demons, those voices in your head, then you're gonna be way more well off. And just want to make sure I say that for confirmation's sake. But when you get to that level of consistency, when things are, like I said, chugging along, it's important to remember that it is bigger than the one thing. There are always multiple things to take care of in every aspect. So, for example, the thing that made me think about this today was I've mentioned in the last few videos mind, body, spirit multiple times. These are the type of things I'm trying to take care of. When I started this channel, I was going through a lot of things mentally. I was working on my mental, whether that be through psychiatry, whether that be through therapy, and just conquering the things that have been plaguing me for a lot of my life, if not all of my life. But I was giving 75% towards that, and that other 12.5 and 12.5 towards my body. No, forget that. Like 20% towards my spirit, and then 5% towards my body. I was completely neglecting my body. To be fair, the transition from to mental wellness, especially after cutting out addictions, a lot of those bad habits went towards indulging in food for me. I found comfort in food when I couldn't have alcohol. It was a lot easier. Plus, your boy can cook, so it's easy to throw down, and then it's easy to eat a lot too. And that led to some difficulties. My highest point in weight was well over 400 pounds at one point, and I am below that. I've lost over 60 since that point, and I'm starting this journey. After that, like I wish I recorded myself then because I was in a sad state. Um, and I'll talk about that more in depth. Let's get back to the topic at hand. But anywho, so it's looking at every aspect of what you're wanting to change. I am probably the second most consistent so far when it comes to working out that I have ever been. Last year, I had a nice little streak going where I was just doing cardio for the most part and then some strength training on the side. And that went pretty well for a while. And then I fell off, unfortunately, due to what ended up being the focus on mental health because I had a little bit of a fall apart, unfortunately. Um, which is why I had to focus on that so hard because it was affecting every other part of my life. If I couldn't get the mental right, I couldn't focus on everything else. So now that I've got that not under, well, in a better space is what I'll say. It's always a process, and everything's a process. Don't get caught up. You're never going to be perfect. Perfect doesn't exist, but you can get better. It's important to make sure that you follow every aspect that you can have control over to its utmost degree. So for me, I am working out at a level that, like I said, I haven't, the best I've done or second best I've done in forever. But what am I lacking in? What are the other parts of losing weight? What are the other parts of getting healthy? Diet, sleep, other things that I have not put as much effort into. So I started by cleaning out my fridge, cleaning out my pantry, getting rid of the terrible things that were in there that I could. A couple things that I went ahead and ate on. Not gonna lie. If you lie, well, you're not helping anyone, especially yourself. So, and got rid of those, and then went shopping, filled it up with stuff that was gonna be good for me and good for my future. And now I have those items in there, but is that gonna be it? Is that me focusing on my diet and making sure that things are gonna go well for my future well-being, for my physical change that I want to see in my life? Oh no, there's more than that. There's consistency in timing your meals. There's making sure breakfast, aka the most important meal of the day, is done. Shout out to oatmeal. Used to hate it. Finding a way to actually enjoy it now without cramming sugar all into it. Um, and then my guilty pleasure, unfortunately, binge eating because of my lack of schedule, and late night eating because I get curled up and your boy likes to snack. Let's just be honest. So I started to address these things, and I'm at the beginning stages. I know this, but like it's difficult. These are the things I have to call out if I want to make changes. And that's what it comes down to. That's what I'm focused on, and that's what I want to share with y'all. Is when you're making changes in your life, whether it be your mental health, whether it be depression, whether it be your addictions, whether it be physical health, whether it be your spiritual growth, make sure that you're addressing all aspects of it. And of course, like I said, don't rush. This is when things are a little bit more consistent. But examine every parameter of what that expectation is for growth, and make sure you're addressing each and every one of them. For physical change and growth and development, yes, you need to work out, but also you need to get your diet in order. Also, you need to make sure you have sleep. Also, you need to have consistency in all three of those things. You need to make sure you're working out on the weekly, multiple times per week. You need to make sure that your meals are consistent and that they have the parameters that you need for your diet and your calories, and that they are set at set times that do not that are not influenced by heavy snacking at night like your boy loves to do. And of course, like I mentioned, that your sleep schedule is good and that it helps you regenerate and regrow after a hard workout, and is a time for your body to recover so that you can do that cycle all over again. This is how you're going to maximize your growth. This is how your body's going to learn the rhythms that it needs to get to the point that it needs to get. When you're talking about spirituality, it's basically the same thing. You're feeding that internal love of God, of every. There's different religions out there. I'm not here to push Christianity on folks, but just know that if you love Jesus all your heart, go ahead and dive into that Bible. For me, I have to start small because that's what works for me for consistency building. Daily scriptures is where I'm at right now. So, get your daily scripture in. If it hits you hard, go ahead and read a little bit more after it and before it, just to get a little bit more knowledge, or dive into the why behind it. And then make sure you build that ritual. Make sure it's consistent, and keep going and grow and grow. And when things get even more consistent, and hey, read a chapter, and then you start reading the books, and then eventually you get to the point where you're knocking out a lesson plan or a yearly reading plan, so that you can get the whole book knocked out, the whole Bible knocked out within a year. These are things that happen based off the small little steps. It's not going to happen overnight, but it does happen when you plan accordingly and take these little incremental steps. I'm really happy I had this conversation today because it helped me remember that you can't just go all in, because either one, you're going to burn out, or two, it's just going to fail. And I'm not a fan of saying fail because I don't think failure exists. That also leads to just giving up. It's burnout or giving up. And I don't want to do that. Not this time. I'm fed up. I feel like I did when I gave up the alcohol. I did the same as that thing, like I said in the last video. I had a conversation with someone I loved. I let them know what I was going to do. I told them I'm going to need help, and I'm going to get it done. I'm excited. I'm scared. I am scared. I'm tired. I'm so tired. But I'm going to get it done because I care about the people I care about, and I want to be there when I'm old, when they're old, and I want to be able to take care of them. So I want to be there for my family. I want to be there for my sister. I want to be there for who I think is going to be your future husband. He's a good dude. I want to be there. So I got to be able to take care of myself so I can take care of them. So they are my why, like I've said before. So at the end of the day, when things get going in your life, when you start hitting that momentum, take a look at what you're doing towards what you're looking to change, and then break that down into the every aspect of what you're looking to change and how you're addressing it. Is there something more you're doing? Is there a vice that you're giving into? I know personally, alongside the diet stuff, I need to better organize my time. It's something that I will work on very slowly, just like everything else, because I know that if I want to live the life I want to live, it's going to have to change. That's just how it is. So, yeah, it's going to take work. No matter what you're going through, it's going to take work. But I know you can do it. I know you have the strength to do it, because you're not alone in this world, because everyone's got problems. Everyone's got vices. Everyone's got something they're struggling with behind closed doors. And you are not alone in this world. You are not. Hold your head up high. Get the moving. If you need help, there are people out there who want to help. All you have to do is ask. All you have to do is ask. So, yeah. Anyway, hopefully this message helps out, and can help you, give you that little push towards the next step when you're already on your journey, or just give you something to aspire to before you take that first step. But anywho, I'm gonna get back to my evening. I really do appreciate y'all. I look forward to the next one, and I look forward to meeting up with y'all next time. But once again, know that you're strong, know that you are loved, know that you are never alone, and that you can do anything that you set your mind to. I really do appreciate y'all, and I'm happy that you're here and I can share this time with you. Take care. Bye.